Good evening and welcome to the Marin Virtual College Fair, sponsored by the Western Association for College Admissions Counseling and powered by StriveScan. Tonight's presentation will take a 6x6 format, so each presentation will last 6 minutes. During the presentation, you may have questions. You can certainly pose that question by using the Q&A box you'll see at the bottom of your screen. You can type your question to any presenter at any time. So certainly while they're presenting, after they're presenting, or even before they're presenting. As a participant, your camera and microphone are off, so our presenters cannot see you, nor can they hear you. We are offering more sessions, so if there are other schools you'd like to learn about, please sign up for those. And if you'd like to review this presentation at any time, the recording will be available on the same website at which you registered for the program. So thank you for joining us, and without any further ado, I will introduce our first presenter from Holy Names University.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well out there. I'm the first one up tonight. Let me get this screen going. My name is Leo Gonzalez. I'm the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Holy Names University in beautiful Oakland, California. Today I come to you as a staff member that's been with the university for about 5-7 years going on now, but also as an HNU alum. So I am a two-time alum, graduating with my undergraduate in business and then also moving on to my master's in business administration from Holy Names University. So today's quick presentation is just going to be kind of a quick understanding of who we are so you guys can get an understanding of Holy Names University. So I do have a PDF. I'm going to be looking to my left as I have it on a second screen here. So Holy Names University is a small private Catholic university located in Oakland, California. We are a pretty small campus with about 961 students enrolled, okay? Number one reason that students join us at Holy Names University is going to be this number right here, our student to faculty ratio. So 9-to-1 is the student to faculty ratio, so you're going to have great opportunities for you to really have conversations with your professors as well as your classmates. Number one reason, as I mentioned, why students choose Holy Names University. Reason number two might be our financial aid. You'll see the statistic right here, nearly 100% of our students receive some kind of financial aid. For the most part, all students are receiving a merit scholarship, and this year will range between $15,000 to $22,000 per year, renewable for 4 years. We were acknowledged as one of the best value universities in 2019 by the US World Report News. So we take a lot of pride in that, okay? I'm going to step into some of our majors here right in the middle. Our top majors will consist of biological sciences, business, criminology is something that's also hot right now with our students. They are using that to their advantage with psychology. Liberal studies, teaching prep, so we do produce a lot of students to go on to become teachers. We also have a master's of education and a teaching credential at Holy Names University. Our nursing program is fairly new, but we're not new to nursing. We've had nursing programs at the master's level for the last 25 years, but this is also a big program that's also growing at Holy Names University. And lastly, I'd like to mention our politics and history degree, where a lot of students go on to law school. And being at a small university, you do have academic advisors that are going to support you in choosing the classes that you'll need to graduate, hopefully in 4 years. But you have the ability to kind of self-design your own major. So we have our concentrations right here on the right. So you have a digital arts, diversity studies, Latin American studies, literature, philosophy, religious studies, and writing for professionals. For the most part, students will kind of use those concentrations with any one of these majors except for nursing, okay? Down here, you'll also see our pre-professional preparation for a lot of our students. They are studying biological sciences or kinesiology at Holy Names because they're hoping to get into one of these pre-professional preparation programs. So a lot of our students do go on to chiropractic medicine, occupational therapy, as well as physical therapy are the top majors that our students are enrolling in after Holy Names University. I will zoom out a little bit. One of my favorite facts when I was a student at Holy Names University was our ethnic and economic diversity. So currently we're ranked in the top 10 on the Western regional universities. Back in 2012, when I was still a student at Holy Names, we were ranked #1 in diversity within the United States of America, so the nation. So pretty cool stuff. It was quite an experience to be a student at Holy Name. So we're not #1 as of right now, but we are top 6. So it creates a great fun environment within the classroom. For all my seniors out there that are hoping to apply, there's 2 ways to apply, and I'll zoom in on the application up here. We are part of the Common App, and we're also have our own personal application on hnu.edu/apply. For the fall 2021 school year, Holy Names University will be test optional. So all we're looking for as of right now is your application to Holy Names University, as well as your transcripts from your high school. Okay. And for anyone that might ask about athletics, I always forget to mention them. We are part of the NCAA Division II Pac-West Conference. So if anybody out there today is interested in joining one of our teams, I highly recommend going to our website at hunuhawks.com. There is a link there for students to click on Recruit Me so that they can get in touch with one of our coaches. But as I mentioned, we are D2, we are competitive, so a lot of our coaches are out there actively recruiting their future recruits. I just want to give plenty of time for my next presenter to come on. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them at the end of our presentation.
Thank you so much, Leo. Unfortunately, our representative from Humboldt State University could not be with us tonight, so I'm going to pass it on to the University of San Francisco.
Josie, you're
Josie,
muted.
yep.
Unmute.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. So my name's Josie Benez. I'm one of the assistant directors at the University of San Francisco, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I've been with the university for about 7 years, and we think there are 3 things that make the University of San Francisco stand out. One of those things is our Jesuit identity. We believe in cura personalis, and so we believe in educating the whole person. So we want to develop you not just academically, but ethically, socially, and emotionally. We're a middle-sized school, so we have about 7,000 undergraduate students. In line with cura personalis, your classes are small, so your instructors get to know you not just as a student, but as an individual. And our location, because we're located in San Francisco, we have a lot of opportunities for you there, as far as gaining experience, just the diversity of the area. And we actually use the city of San Francisco as an extension of the campus. We are the 5th most diverse school in the United States, and our diversity goes across lines of race, ethnicity, gender identity, sexual identity, socioeconomic background, and also political beliefs. Our students come from 50 states, 99 countries, grew up in 22 faith traditions, and speak 49 languages. We encourage our students to take advantage of our study abroad program, but even if you aren't able to take advantage of the study abroad program, because of the diversity of the campus, you will get to interact with people from different places. Our campus is actually more diverse than San Francisco itself. And we, again, our diversity goes across social economic backgrounds as well. As you can see, 32% of our students are first generation. We're a private school, so often, very often people think that private schools are out of reach financially for them if they're not well off. But you can see 28% of our students have a family income of less than $50,000. And that's because of the support we're able to provide for our students in the way of merit scholarships and need-based grants. And whatever, if we offer you a need-based grant or a merit scholarship, it's given to you for 4 years to make sure you have the resources you need to finish school. So this is a map of San Francisco. It's not to scale, but the University of San Francisco is located in the middle of San Francisco. Along with your Along with your tuition comes a Muni Pass. So you can go anywhere, you can explore anywhere in the city that you want to. And as I said, we do use the city as an extension of the university. We think it's important for our students to gain some experience while they're with us. And so we're going to encourage you to do about 3 internships or to find work on campus, work off campus, or do some volunteer work, because all that experience you get is going to make you more valuable when you leave the university. So we have 44 majors and 72 minors that you can participate in. Our most popular degree is biology. We do have a pre-med, we have pre-professional programs. Our pre-med program, our pre-law program are pretty popular as well. Business and also computer science are also some of our top degrees. Our nursing school is really, really good. We have a direct entry program. So with our school, if you're admitted into the nursing program, then you start taking classes as soon as you step onto campus. These are the dates and deadlines for the University of San Francisco. We have early action and early decision is November 1st, with those admissions decisions coming to you in the US Postal Service in mid-December. Regular action is January 15th, with your admissions decision coming to you in mid-March. And there are QR codes in my presentation. This particular QR code will take you to our Instagram page. So if you take your camera and hover it over that, then it's going to take you to the Instagram page. And Instagram is really the best way to keep in touch with us. We have a pretty active social page. We announce events that are coming up. We give you hints on how to fill out your applications. When the admissions decisions come out, they're posted there. Sometimes the students will take over the page, so then you can see what it's like to be a student on campus. They announce things like we have coffee chats with our counselors and with the students, so that you can talk to us and ask us questions about what it's like to be a student at the University of San Francisco. And that was my last slide. So I'll pass it on to the next presenter.
Tiffany, you can take it away.
Okay, making sure. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Tiffany Marmolejo, and I'm here today from the Pepperdine Graziadio Business School. So specifically today, we're going to be talking to all of the business majors who are a little bit more untraditional in terms of their education. Anyone who's out there who has work experience right now and is looking to go into a full-time business program. So Pepperdine itself is a private school. We are a Christian university located in the heart of Malibu. Our business school in particular also has a campus in West LA. Today I have a special guest for you guys today. Hannah, do you want to say hello?
Hi, my name is Hannah Mahuelo. I am the Assistant Director for the Bachelor of Science in Management program. I work with Tiffany. We will help you through the application process, but I will let Tiffany explain that.
Awesome, thanks, Hannah. And so like we mentioned today, we're talking specifically to business-related majors. Don't worry for those of you who are looking at Pepperdine for a different major, she'll be coming up shortly, so give us one moment. But today we're going to be talking about the Bachelor of Science in Management program. This program in particular is going to be for students who are going directly into community college and looking to transfer at a later date. So what this program requires is at least 60 units worth of transferable credit. And if that seems like a really long time, Hannah and I will work with you one-on-one to make sure you have a game plan and make sure you feel confident with the courses that you're taking. In addition to that, we're looking for 2 years of paid work experience. So our number one question is, Hannah, Tiff, I work at Starbucks right now, or I'm just starting entry level at Target. That will still count as work experience. And it's definitely something that by the time you're getting ready to transfer, as long as we have those 2 years, you can still be considered for the program. We're going to jump in a little bit more detail about the 2-year program itself. And so we're going to talk today about the transfer requirements. Now, the best part about this program is, again, you'll get Hannah and myself to work with you one-on-one to come up with a game plan and really pick out the classes that are going to help you transfer as quickly as possible to get to your dream school. So for us in particular, you'll notice for our math requirement, we actually are only going to be looking for college algebra in terms of your transfer. In addition to that, we won't require any natural science labs. And last but not least, in regards to your electives, we actually will take multiple credits. Things like military units. For those of you who will need to take ESL classes, we will take those as well. Your elective units are going to be anything under the sun that you're passionate about or has brought you on the journey to get to where you are now. So Hannah, do you want to elaborate anything else in terms of the transfer requirements?
So if you do not have the 60 credits yet, like Tiffany mentioned, we will help you pick and choose the classes to get to the 60 units. Now, if you do not have the electives yet and you're still working on them, because this is a business program, we do highly encourage that you enroll in business classes such as economics, accounting, intro to business. But if you are already on your way into completing an associate's and it's not related to business at all, like Tiffany said, anything under the sun, as long as it's regionally accredited, will fall under our elective section, and we will help you create that planning summary in order to find out if they do transfer.
Great, thanks, Hannah. The biggest thing about our schools, we actually have a transfer admission guarantee program. So for those of you who are considering community college, TAG programs are great because you can guarantee yourself admission into the program by meeting specific requirements. So for us at the Graziadio Business School, we're looking for at least a 2.8 GPA and the 2 years of work experience paired with your 60 units. So even if you're 2 years out from transferring, we still want to work with you and we still want to be there to help guide you through the process to make sure that we are your cheerleaders along the way to help increase your GPA, as well as make sure that the transition is as smooth as possible. So that would be our transfer admission guarantee. And the best part about this program and why most students come into it is because we actually are a graduate level business school, meaning that the Bachelor of Science in Management program actually pathways into a 1-year MBA. So for our students who are coming into the program, they're guaranteed to graduate with their bachelor's in 2 years and will have the opportunity to complete a master's program that I'm currently in as a student right now in 1 additional year. So some great opportunities here. You'll notice when you graduate from the program, if you can graduate with a 3.4, you'll go ahead and push forward with that 1-year MBA. A 3.7 to a 3.8 would be 50% off your 1-year tuition, and a 3.9 could mean a full ride for your MBA to Pepperdine University. So we are really excited about that. It's one of the best gifts that we could give back to our students who are really excelling in the program. Hannah, do you want to add any more? I know it's an exciting possibilities there.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that the 3.4 GPA and the GPA graduating onwards is basically just within the 2-year program, and it's not including whatever it is that you transfer over.
Perfect. Thanks, Hannah. In addition to that, I know a lot of students are nervous about private schools. We are known to be more expensive than other schools in the areas. However, this program in particular is really the program that gives back. So we will look at your work experience as well as your GPA coming into the program. And we can award up to, you can see it right here on the side, 57% of tuition scholarships. That's not in addition to additional smaller scholarships that we have, like the Graziadio referral, which is an additional $2,500. And we're really trying to make this program accessible to our students who are trying to work full time and still trying to get ahead in their careers.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. We are at time for you folks. So there are the contact information if you've got questions about that program. And at this point, I'd like to hand it over to the rep from Pepperdine University to talk about some other programs.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining this evening. My name is Kelly Gerens. I'm an admission counselor for Pepperdine University. So anyone interested in undergrad, any major, I'm the gal to talk to. So this is Pepperdine University. We are located in Malibu, California. And I'm going to break us down into adjectives just so you can get to know us better. So we are a small private Christian liberal arts university. Our student to faculty ratio is 13:1, and our average class size at Pepperdine is 19. So our philosophy is that you are not swiping into class or affiliated with a 9-digit code. Every single one of you will be a name to your faculty member. And that's for your benefit, maybe to get a letter of recommendation or to help get a job in the future. We also have 44 majors and 41 minors. And top 5 majors this past year were business administration, psychology, biology, economics, and sports medicine. This is just a picture I love to include of our newly renovated library. We tried to make it like a home when you're in college. So there's fireplaces throughout it, comfy places to sleep, and something that we all need to succeed in college, Starbucks, so you can get your coffee while you're on campus. I love to spend a second on this slide. So these are our 5 students that represent our very own docuseries called Rising Tide. So if you've never heard of it, Rising Tide is a docuseries where we follow these 5 students from their first step on campus to the time they graduated. So if you want an inside scoop on what it's like being a Pepperdine Wave, give this a watch. Just plug into your search engine Rising Tide Pepperdine. 4 seasons, 15 episodes each, 12 minutes apiece. Best watch you'll have. Some other things to describe Pepperdine. So we're small, we're private. We also are Christian. So we are affiliated with the Church of Christ, but we're not funded. So what that means is you do not have to be a Christian to go to Pepperdine. What you do have to be is respectful and receptive of that dialogue of faith on our campus. So at Pepperdine, we want students to come on our campus who share the whole part of who they are. Our education is built on the foundation that we want to educate the mind and the soul hand in hand. So we want you to bring in your background, whether that is a Christian background or whether that's Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, atheist, agnostic, you don't know about faith, you have questions. We want it all on our campus. So we just ask that our students are open about that conversation. These are our lovely NSO cheerleaders. So when you're welcomed on campus as a first-year student, you are welcomed with full arms. You are family, your parents, your guardians. Everyone is family from day one. When I was moving in as a student, I had these NSO cheerleaders help move my stuff in. One young lady even helped organize my closet. My parents and my siblings didn't have to do anything for me. So we really want you to feel like family when you come. And this is a picture of our newly renovated residence hall. It's called Seaside Residence Hall. So it's just a taste of what you would get to live in. It has a culinary state kitchen, 20 washers, 20 dryers. It has a new workout gym in there, study room, so you don't have to walk across campus. At Pepperdine, you are required to live on campus your first 2 years, but then you can move off thereafter if you want. And there's also housing if you'd like to live on campus all 4 years. So we're small, we're private, we're Christian, we're also liberal arts. So at Pepperdine, we want you to dip your toes in a plethora of fields of study to turn out a well-rounded individual upon graduation day. So what that means at Pepperdine for us is you do not have to declare your major until the end of your sophomore year. And we don't admit by major in our office. So the major you put on the application has no weight on you getting in. So we really want students to dip their toes to figure out what it is they want to spend the rest of their time studying. This is just one of my favorite pictures of Pepperdine. It's the drive-in. That view never gets old. The nice ocean air, I promise it's something that you'll enjoy every moment at Pepperdine. Something that not a lot of people know about us is we are a D1 athletic school. So I myself was an athlete when I was a student at Pepperdine. I loved it. I love this small community because you get the president, staff, faculty that live on campus, all coming down to cheer you on, packed stands, which is something I really loved during my time there. So something to look forward to. Additionally, these are some of the things that we offer on our campus, including identity-based groups, D1 sports, Greek life, if that's something you like to be involved in, and tons of clubs and intramural sports. So my favorite thing about Pepperdine is if you don't see a club that you're interested in, you can create your own. You just need 2 people. So that's something to look forward to if you want to become a wave. And this presentation cannot go by without talking about our international programs. We are nationally ranked top 5 in the nation. And the 3 biggest reasons why is you don't have to worry about where you're going to live. We take care of that for you. You don't have to worry about if your classes are going to transfer. Your units are guaranteed to transfer. And 3, whatever financial aid package you have goes with you when you go abroad. So you really don't have to worry about anything except enjoying your time in Italy or Switzerland or wherever your journey takes you. And I'll just use this last minute just to talk on some of the big application changes that have happened due to COVID-19. We are test optional. So yes, that truly means test optional. Don't try to take the test if it's unsafe to do so. And we also have interviews as part of the application process. They are not required, but we do recommend them for students who want to talk about something that they don't feel comfortable writing about, or maybe you just want to put a face to a name. So if you have any questions though with the common application, please feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to answer them. I don't want to take up any of the Q&A time. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That view would never get old. Thanks, Kelly. Okay, so now it is time for Q&A. If anyone of our attendees has a question for any of our panelists, this would be a great time to type that into the Q&A box. But at this point, since we do have a little bit of extra time, I would love to do a round robin question with all of the reps that are present on our panel. So if you all would mind turning your cameras back on and unmuting. We're going to go in the same order that you presented, and Hannah, you jump in there too. So my question to you is, what kind of advice would you give for a student who is looking for that college home?
I guess I'll go first. For somebody that's looking for that college home, I would say go visit the campus or go do the virtual tour. That's what we're doing right now. So at Holy Names, we're not having anybody on our campus, but for me and the years that I've had in the admissions office, that moment where students find that they want to go to Holy Names is when they come on campus, they take a tour and they get to see our facilities as well as the view that we have from our chapel. So that would be my 2 cents for Holy Names University.
I am going to chime in and agree with that. You should try to visit the campuses that you're considering. Every campus has a culture, and so you want to find the campus that that you imagine your campus, campus culture that you are familiar with or looking for. I also recommend talking to the students. Talk to the students and ask them why they ended up at that particular school. What school did they consider? What do they love about their school? What would they change if they could change something about it? What do you avoid at the dining commons? You know, those kind of questions. You want to know, you want to ask them those questions that they wish they knew before they got there.
Right. I think I would agree with everyone. I would just go one step further and see if you can sit in on a class. See what it feels like to sit in that seat, and if you can see yourself there for, you know, however long it's going to take to graduate. Hannah?
Yeah, definitely visit the campus that you want to go to. One advice that I would say as well is you know, if you're going to do or visit a school in the East Coast, visit them in the winter just to see if you can adjust to that climate. As far as the Graziadio School is concerned, we do have class visits as well. So Tiffany mentioned that, experience a class with us. Also, one tip that I will say is whatever school that you go to, make sure that you take a look at their transfer requirements or what they require as far as getting to school. And also, you know, just finding out what they're good at. All the schools that are represented here are good or have best majors for something. Like for Pepperdine, we're well known for, you know, political science, law, business, and then some other schools have their specialties as well.
Of course, I agree with everyone. I think to speak to students who are worried if they're not going to get to visit campus or do a visit in person or speak to students or be in a class, ask those hard questions to admission reps. I encourage it. Ask the questions about diversity. Ask how they're dealing with everything going on. Ask how you'll fit in. And it's our job to be honest and truthful with our answers. And if we don't answer it, shame on us. And so I'd say, you know, reach out to current students as well. And really figure out if that culture is right for you and follow your heart. Right now, we don't know. None of us do. We'll get to have those visits. So you'll get to sit in person. So the onus is on you to reach out, but it's also on us to answer and know that we want to have those hard conversations with you and help you find your spot to call home.
Fantastic. Do you guys have any favorite traditions on your campus? Anything that, students will be like, oh, that was the best moment of my 4 years? Same order.
Yeah, I think graduation is going to be one of the best moments that most students will have on our campus. Like I said, we're 960 students, so there's only about 200 students graduating per year, and it's very intimate. There's never a bad spot for you to sit or stand. We don't have like a limited number of tickets, but before graduation, as a first year student, you will walk the steps up to the chapel, about 106 steps, and we call that the rites of passage. And so 4 years later, you will walk down those same steps as you complete your degree and you celebrate your graduation. So I definitely would say the rites of passage, which we have a video on our website about that, and then graduation would be the two top things at Holy Names University.
Well, definitely then I have to mention graduation. University of San Francisco has a beautiful church on our campus, and our church becomes our auditorium. And so we actually hold 6 graduations because it's not large enough to hold all our graduates at once. I think the second favorite tradition that we have on campus is our spring concert. It's called Donnaroo, and we invite headliners to come. This past spring, we had Janae Aiko, and Don, I forgot Don's last name, but we have some really, top artists. Macklemore, when he was good, he was there, and the students have a great time at that. That's one of our traditions.
Awesome. Definitely, of course, graduation, but I'd also bring us back and say even orientation. So I just love to see students just running in the doors and you can't stop them. So that kind of unstoppable moment, hopefully you can freeze that and just have that go on for the rest of your life, because it's very invigorating. And that's also what inspired me to go back and start my master's degree, was seeing all my students have that momentum happening. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. It would be graduation and new student orientation. So at the Graziadio School, we have them both happen at the Malibu campus. So that's always a very welcome, experience for our students, incoming and outgoing. So definitely new student orientation and graduation. A lot of our traditions are more based on SEAVR, and Kelly can talk about that.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one. We have a lot, but I would say one of the fondest ones is I had a picture of it. It was a cross with a view overlooking the entire bluff of Pepperdine. It's the hike to the cross. I don't know if you ladies went to Pepperdine or did that, but it's gruesome. It's not easy, but the story behind it is really cool. It was our first class that graduated in the 70s in Malibu, because believe it or not, we were not always located in Malibu. We were actually in East LA next to USC. That first graduating class put the cross at the top of our campus. And so now it's a tradition to hike up and just see that view. It's all worth it in the end, but that was one of my favorites when I was a student.
There is an all skate question in the Q&A right now. One of the students would like to know if there is a way to prepare to become a cardiologist at your school.
Kelly can better answer that.
Yeah, I can answer that based off of our pre-med track. So we don't have a medical school. We do have the law school, the business school, but we don't have a medical school attached to us. So they could be pre-med track with a specialty attached to it, but we don't have a cardiology specific major. So for that student at Pepperdine, I would advise to do a pre-med track. Within that, typically our students choose a major within the natural science division. Typically it's biology, to be very forthright. So that's the route that they would take at Pepperdine. Something that I love to share is our acceptance rate into medical school from Pepperdine undergrad through our pre-med track is 90%. Not a lot of people know that about Pepperdine, but it's something we're really proud of. That and business are our strongholds. So something to really know about Pepperdine.
Yeah, at USF, we also have a pre-med program. You actually have at least two advisors during your time at USF. You'll have an academic success coach, and there is one specifically for pre-med, and then you'll have your program advisor. And the pre-med success coach will make sure that you meet all the requirements to be able to apply for medical school. In addition to that, one of our student-run organizations is a pre-med club, and they actually provide support to each other. And the MCAT is a huge hurdle. That's something that you have to do to get into medical school. And so they actually study that together in that particular club.
Yes, and at Holy Names University, biology and kinesiology are their top majors in that realm, and it's also part of the pre-med program. But we're not sending too many students to med school. For the most part, our students are going into like a physical therapy program. We do have a lot of athletes on our campus, so physical therapy or even occupational therapy is a big one for our school.
Outstanding. Well, I want to thank you all for your time. I want to thank you all for the great information that you shared. One last thing I want to share with our participants tonight is that, I apologize, is that there will be a short survey that pops up when you click out of this presentation. So if you would take a moment or two to answer those 4 questions for us so that we can continually improve these sessions for future students. Obviously, too, sign up for more sessions. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to review anything that was said tonight, this session has been recorded and you can watch it at your leisure. So students, good luck with your college searches. Panelists, again, thank you for your time and have a good evening.